call the roll.
Freeholder Di Nicola is absent. Freeholder Feliz?
I'm here.
Freeholder Gans?
Aye.
Freeholder Sullivan?
Here.
Freeholder Voss?
Here.
Freeholder Zor?
Here,
And Chairman Tonelli is absent.
please rise and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Evidence of a quorum is present. Will the clerk please read the minutes to be accepted into the record?
November 2nd, 2016, work session, all present. November 2nd, 2016, public session, all present.
May I have a motion to accept the minutes?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Minutes are accepted. May I have a motion to open the meeting to the public, please?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That's unanimously approved. The meeting is now open to the general public. With a 3-minute time limit in effect in accordance with the Bergen County Freeholder Bylaws, Section 1, Page 6, Item 2:1-8, adopted January 6, 2016. The board attorney will keep the time. When the time of the speaker expires, the timekeeper will announce that the time has expired. Please fill out the slip of paper that looks like this if you haven't gotten one, with your name, address, and general topic that you wish to speak on. The first speaker will be Jeff Peck.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
my name is Jeffrey Peck. I'm here on behalf of HPAE, New Jersey's largest healthcare union of 13,000 nurses and healthcare professionals. I'm president of HPAE Local 5091, representing the 500 members at Bergen Regional Medical Center. I'm here to raise some concerns we have with the guidelines under which the new Hospital Authority Board will operate and its oversight of the medical center that should be addressed under the ordinance that is going to be introduced very soon. While the passage of S 2163 provides better oversight of the medical center with the new board, Governor Christie's conditional veto creates potential problems, such as allowing for the transfer of the license, now held by the county, to the private entity operating the hospital. A licensure transfer would eliminate any hope of transparency within the hospital and allow the operator to be less answerable to the county hospital authority board, completely undermining the purpose of the board. It is equally important that the authority have the ability to intervene on any operational issues, especially patient care, something the BCIA has lacked under the current contract. In fact, the New Jersey Department of Health criticized this omission in the first contract. We should not be repeating this oversight. Governor Christie removed the language, quotes, provided, however, that the primary responsibility of overseeing the management, operation, and maintenance of the hospital shall remain that of the authority. End of the quote. Deleting this statement leaves in question as to who will actually have the responsibility for oversight. If it's not the hospital, the board authority, then who is it? Transparency has been the largest issue at hand with the current operators. As you know, having recently filed a lawsuit against them for not providing necessary documents for applications to the request for proposal to make informed decisions about financial cash flows and costs for the operation of the hospital. It is vitally important that the hospital operator provide financial transparency as well as operational transparency, including federal and state worker and patient health and safety standards. In addition, the governor removed language from the authority bill that would eliminate the payment of prevailing wage on any construction, rehabilitation, or building maintenance services, as well as the requirement that any project labor agreements or the requirement for any project labor agreements. We request that all existing labor agreements are protected, as well as the county reinstating payment of prevailing wages and project labor agreements in the ordinance. We would like to ask that your ordinance provide language that will at the very least ensure that ultimate control of the oversight stays with the county, as well as licensure. If the new board authority does not maintain the license, then we are edging ever closer to losing the mission of the hospital to provide high-quality, compassionate, cost-effective healthcare services to our community, including the underserved.
3 minutes, Mr.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Beck. Next speaker will be Paul Nichols.
Good evening, Paul Nichols, Nickels. I don't really have much to say other than I wanted to congratulate Freeholder Sullivan, and I was just in the Housing Board Authority meeting, and we were talking about, I was trying to clarify the thing with the, it's funny, I go to a meeting and I think I know what I want to say, and then after I leave, I'm like, oh, I forgot. So it was like, so now I got it straightened out with the, the homeless and the classifications, and we got veterans and chronic, and allegedly we got all that done. Except now we have, I want to call them high risk, because now we got the people that really don't want help, or don't know that there is help, and so I would like to see what we could do about, helping them. Since you brought her up with the hospital, I know that's not happening until it comes back from the state, but I thought the whole thing was for transparency. It's going to be under the county, correct?
Yes, but
That's
the
what
reason
it's
that it
being
was,
authority.
the reason that the
Oh,
ordinance was
Jared.
adjourned until December 14th was because we need to get approval from the local finance board.
Okay.
But
Right.
this will be an authority that is, the county executive will appoint, and the Freeholder Board will approve those appointments.
Right, that's what I thought. Great. Okay, well, thank you and congratulations again. I'll probably say it because our new freeholder, I guess, will be here on January, whatever the first freeholder will be, right?
Exactly.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nichols. Motion to close the public session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion, meeting is closed to the general public. Today, we have here with us celebrating the Maglio family. Mr. Maglio turns 100. He has been a Bergen County resident his entire life. Unfortunately, he was not up to being able to join us tonight, but his entire family is here. We have accommodation for him. This is a family that has lived in the county their entire life. Mr. Maglio built a house on Holt Street, has lived there since he married his wife and built his home there in 1947. He has raised all of his children in Bergen County. He is celebrating his 100th birthday. No, Freeholder Chairman Tonelli wished that he could be here this evening. He wanted me to pass on his special congratulations, but we wanted to, as a board, recognize this milestone in your father's life and celebrate it all with you as well. So we have a commendation, and I'd love for all of my colleagues and I to present this to you down in the well, and wish your father a wonderful, happy, healthy, continued birthday on his 100th birthday today. We all join and present this letter of commendation. No, come on up and join us in the well as we present you the commendation. Just want to add that your father was a veteran as well, and so I want to thank you for his service to our community as well as to our country. He says, I do too. Come join us for a photo. And how many of you are for it?
This is my wife, and this is my sister Sharon, and my wife Lois, this is my sister Pat, and this is my brother-in-law Randy.
Congratulations to all of you.
One more.
Congratulations. This is a certificate of commendation. May we be celebrating 101 all together No, absolutely. Thank you. Congratulations. Please send us our regards, okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, absolutely. I love it. Okay. Yeah.
Careful.
Okay. Thank you.
Trip. This way. I know.
And for the entire Mazzeo family, if you pass on not only our regards, but an invitation for your dad to join us whenever he's up to it, we would love to have him here with us to celebrate.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now back to business. Will the clerk read the resolutions on the consent agenda?
Resolutions of consent are 1181-16 through 1233-16.
May I have a motion to accept the resolutions in the consent agenda as read by the clerk?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
And all opposed? Are there any resolutions that are pulled or tabled?
No, they're not. You have to take a roll
Oops,
call.
so sorry, I apologize. A roll call vote, please.
Okay. Freeholder Di Nicola is absent. Freeholder Felice?
Yes.
Freeholder Gans?
Aye.
Freeholder Sullivan?
Yes.
Freeholder Voss?
Yes.
Freeholder Zur?
Yes.
Chairman Tinelli is absent. And there are no resolutions on non-consent pulled or tabled.
Thank you very much.
No ordinances.
No ordinances.
The ordinance has been tabled, is that correct?
That is correct.
That'll be tabled until December the 14th. We now have freeholder committee reports. Is there any motions?
Technical question, is it, can you properly table something not before the body, or can you postpone it?
It was postponed from a technical standpoint. Thank you for your.
We will now have freeholder committee reports. Yes, freeholder Felice.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to take this opportunity to congratulate the freeholder candidates and now freeholder-elects, Jermaine Ortiz and Mary Amorosa. But I just want to take this opportunity to congratulate Tom Sullivan for running for freeholder so many times in the last 6 months. He's broken the world record, and I think there's some place in, I don't know, Europe where they have elections every day, but, or the Italian Parliament where they change governments every hour. But Tom, it's been an incredible experience, professional experience, serving with you. The people of Bergen County have spoken. They spoke loud and clear with your running mates as well, and to continue your service in the county. You should be very proud of your service to date and how you've governed and how you conduct yourself. I am honored to serve with you, but more honored to be your friend. And may God speed in your next 3 years, unless they change it to every year to one. But nevertheless, I don't think people realize the work it takes, not so much to serve, but to run. But now you are a full-fledged, full-term freeholder, and I hope I could be of assistance to you anytime, any day of the week, and I just wish you the best.
Thank you, Freeholder.
And you're very welcome. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Freeholder Voss.
Thank you, Madam Chair. A few things that I would like to make the public aware of. Freeholders and I serve on the Board of Social Services, and I think that many people are not aware of the services that we provide. And so Vince Barra, who is also a member of the board, prepared this very nice brochure on how to acquire food stamps, how to get Medicaid, medical information, general assistance, how to apply for assistance. It's a very succinct little brochure, which I'm going to make sure is available in senior centers and different places throughout the county. And as I said, it's very readable and very easy to get the information that you need. So I wanted to give Vince credit for this and also make people aware. Just a few things, because Bergen County is such a marvelous place. We have a school for very severely disabled children at Bleshman, and they provide so many activities for them. And they had a roll-a-thon to get funds for the Elks Club, which provides for a summer camp for some of the children with disabilities. And they also have a jump-a-thon to provide money for the health fund. And Bleshman is just a wonderful thing, and I have to give credit to the whole staff out there for all their wonderful work they do. We have, and I think I've mentioned it before, Project Literacy is an opportunity for people who are adults who have difficulty reading or who cannot read at all. And this is a nonprofit, and all of the people who were tutors are volunteers, and we had a gala just recently, and Tom Eastwick, who is the president of Eastwick College, was the honoree. And it was very successful, so I'm hoping that we'll be able to help hundreds of people. In Bergen County, there probably are over 100,000 people who have difficulty reading. We have a very large Indian population in Bergen County, and it's growing, and they recently celebrated their holiday Diwali out at our beautiful park. And Jim Theberry, who is one of our county employees who is marvelous in terms of what he does for people with disabilities, had the Salute for Champions breakfast not too long ago, and here people who have overcome severe handicaps were honored, and Jim does this every year, and it's really a wonderful thing. David will probably mention this, and I will just briefly mention it. We have this wonderful memorial to Dr. Martin Luther King at Fairleigh Dickinson University, and we just recently put up capstones on the surrounding walls, so that this is really magnificent, and everybody who hasn't seen it should make an attempt to go and see it. November 11th, Veterans Day, and we don't say enough for our veterans. And one of the things that we do in Fort Lee is we have what is called the Field of Heroes. Thousands of American flags are put in the front of the school to make note of all of the people who have served our country. And we do this every year, and many, many towns are doing more and more for Veterans Day because it's very important that we honor our veterans. Just this Saturday, we had a very interesting event in Fort Lee called Retreat to Victory. Fort Lee is a very historic town, and we had hundreds of people from all over come in their Revolutionary War attire. We have a whole weekend, and we want young people and old people to realize the sacrifices that were made to have the freedoms that we enjoy. And if you haven't been ever to this particular event, it's held every November. The day of the actual retreat is the 20th, but this year we had it on the 19th. The weather was great, and you can learn an awful lot about what we went through to get our freedom. And one more thing, we had the Polish flag raising yesterday, and it's interesting because at the end of World War I, Poland got its freedom after having been subjected to all kinds of occupation from foreign forces. And it's interesting that November 11th is their Independence Day, just as we honor our veterans on November 11th. And I have to just make mention of two more things. The Marine Corps is probably the oldest fighting force we have in the United States. They just celebrated their 241st birthday. It's interesting because the Retreat to Victory with Washington and the Revolution is only 240 years old, but they're 241, and they are unbelievably great. And just as a point of interest, in World War II, 9% of Americans were part of the military. Today, only 0.5% are part of the military. I think this has got to be addressed. And on that note, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. Freeholder Gantz?
Thank you, Chairwoman. I appreciate the opportunity to briefly respond to Freeholder Felice. I'm going to save all the compliments that I have about serving with you for another day. But be assured that they're there, they're sincere, and you and I were just recently talking, and public service is difficult, and those of us who engage in it pay a price. Our families pay a price for it. You've all too willingly done that, as indeed has your father, who was a dear friend, is a dear friend, and was my assemblyman for 19 years. He and Ron are now living up county, and we wish them well. I have several comments on in a couple of diverse areas. Please forgive me if I'm reading this, but anyway, you'll see where we're going with it. Election day came and went this year with several surprises, to say the least. But I want to congratulate Tom Sullivan on a wonderful, different surprise. He won a term that is actually 3 years long. Those of us who have served on this board know that 3 years comes and goes very fast. 1 year comes and goes a lot faster. Tom, you did a great job. There's some dates that are coming up, or that have just slightly recently passed, that we ought to think about just in terms of duration of time. And when I say that we ought to think about them, I was asking some people in my office what they thought these dates were, what they might have represented. And these are intelligent young people, and the majority of them did not know any of the following dates. December 7th, 1941, a date that Franklin Roosevelt said would live as a day in infamy when Pearl Harbor was attacked and America entered the Second World War. Today, November 22nd, 53 years ago, President John F. Kennedy was assassinated. I was in 7th grade, and I was going to a dental appointment, and I remember the principal going on the public address system to announce it, and then for that and the next 15 years, I knew that I was getting a dental cleaning around November 22nd. That's not all that I remember President Kennedy for, but it's a personal memory. September 11th, 2001. We're starting to get into the area where a lot of people know what that was. Most of us will never forget it. I remember calling Ed Florio's office, and Ed from Hoboken was able to look across and see the horror firsthand. And when you can get him to talk about it, which is pretty rare, he saw people faced with the choice of burning to death or jumping, and they chose to jump for a few extra seconds of life. November 2nd, 2016, November 8th, 2016. Golly, that was just yesterday, and Samuel Tilden was finally vindicated as Hillary Clinton had more than 1 million votes more than Donald Trump. So the debate that I entered into when I was in the 4th grade in 1960, campaigning door to door for John F. Kennedy, that it was time to abolish the Electoral College. May have been 53 years too late, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't start again. Over the weekend, I went to a banquet honoring Mount Ararat and its pastor, the Reverend Ray Frazier. Ray is retiring after more than 40 years on the pulpit. The Reverend Annie Allen, the name that some of us may remember from a long time ago, actually Director of Health here in the county when I first started on the Freeholder Board 15 years ago. But Ray, I gave the congratulations of the board, a proclamation naming this day in his honor. Ray is blind, but the sun shine through, as many of the church leaders of Bergen County were there to honor one of their own. Veterans Day was very special for me this year. I had the opportunity to talk in Fairlawn, where I was mayor for 7 years, and I took the opportunity to talk about my son, Scott Gans, who lost his life a couple of years ago. He committed suicide, and as a result of head injuries and trauma suffered in the Afghanistan war. Scotty was a good kid. He found in the United States military an organization that he felt wanted him to belong to it, and he did in fact want himself to belong to it, and performed ably until a roadside bomb exploded and caused serious head injury. For that he took medication that left him sleepless. He took medication for that. That left him in pain. And eventually, he took his life. And the sad part is that for about 3 years, I've been fighting with the Veterans Administration with the help of Congressman Bill Pasquale to get funeral benefits that Scotty's estate is entitled to. He has a young son who is just about 3 years old, and he was denied. But last week, it was a small check, it was $2,000, but that was counting against what was a $15,000 funeral bill to have him honored as a veteran in a cemetery of his choice. I was going to talk about Bergen Wellness, we've heard enough about that. Just remember that it does give you a discount that you can use to save on drugs for your pets, drugs for your person. The discount for pets is 30%, and you can get for your cat who needs some medication or another. If it's located in your pharmacy that you can use for your kid, you can buy it for your cat at a discount with the Bergen Wellness card. But I'm not going to talk about that.
Is there a website though?
Oh, I believe there is, Mr. Flora. I'm going to put it here and let Frank Fuchs insert what that website is, so people can get their card and carry it with them in their wallet, and then they can use it. Phil McPherson, who served with me during my first years on the booth, took the Bergen Wellness card when she was with her mom in Philadelphia. This was late last year, and her mom needed hearing aids, and the cost was $2,800. She took out the Bergen Wellness card, and the cost was under $900. This is an amazing savings. There's no cost for the card. Mr. Fuchs will put up the website, and then we'll finish that. I do have one more thing to say, and forgive me for the rest of the report. I just want to comment that on February 26th of 2015, President Obama nominated our county council and administrator, Julian Niels, to serve in the United States District Court as a district judge. Since then, the Senate has declined to take this up, and I think that this is an abomination. And I think that each and every one of us owes it to our country and for those who want to serve in the judiciary to complain not only to the President of the United States incoming, but to the President of the United States at the present time, and to the leadership of the parties in Congress who have not taken up this nomination. They may be the party of saying no, but let's get on with the national agenda. Let's put this brilliant scholar, great judge, and a great human being on the bench. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Freeholder Gantz.
And happy Thanksgiving to all.
Thank you. Freeholder Sullivan.
Thank you. I just want to echo those comments about Julian, one of the nicest people I've ever met, and one of the most knowledgeable on top of it. So it's an injustice. Okay, so Bergen County Winter Wonderland is coming to northern New Jersey from Friday the 25th of November through the 15th of January. It'll be family-themed fun at the Van Zorn Park, a couple of ice skating rinks, Santa's North Pole workshop, heated hospitality tent, beer garden, rides on the express winter train. So if you need more information, just go to the Bergen County winterwonderland.com. It's going to be a great event. I mean, there's been a lot of tickets have been sold so far, but there's still room for everyone, and I think this is going to be outstanding for everyone in Bergen County. I think it's a wonderful idea. There's some public-private partnership, and the county executive really did a great job in putting that together.
Mr. Sullivan, may I ask a question? Where can you get tickets?
You need to go to the website at bergencountywinterwonderland.com. Oh, there you go. I know. But there will be no tuna flavored moxicillin. Just so we got that shit. I also attended Polish Independence Day with Freeholder Voss and Freeholder Zur as the county celebrated Polish Independence Day. There's over 60,000 Polish Americans residing in Bergen County.
Tonight, the Freeholder Board passed Resolution 122216, which will provide Bergen Community College with additional shuttle bus between the different campuses in Paramus and Lyndhurst. I want to thank Tom Murphy, the Director of Bergen County's Community Transportation, for working hard to make this possible. And also, hopefully the students can benefit for this in the future. I was also able to, a few weeks back, before the election, I was invited to speak in Old Tapan regarding government. The 7th and 8th graders were learning about government, and we got to explain what a freeholder is, because believe it or not, a lot of people don't know what a freeholder does. Shocker, right? But we also had a chance to, I also had a chance to take some questions and answers, and I was able to also talk about mental health and stigma-free, which to 7th and 8th graders, to me, it was very important. It's important to get the message out at a young age about the epidemic that's out there, and it's never too young to tell these kids about it. And I spent a lot of my time on the mental health aspect of what we do here as a Freeholder Board, and it is as a complete board, because everyone up on this dais is in complete agreement with mental health, and we were able to influence, I hope, a lot of kids' lives that day. A lot of the teachers came up, were thankful, and I've heard from a few of the students. I got interviewed by one of them for the school paper. And they didn't edit me like Paul Nichols does all the time. So that was a really it was a really great moment, I tell you. I want to thank everyone for their kind words about my re-election. Freeholder Felice, I know this is not your last meeting, so I will reserve my comments to make you cry in your last meeting.
Oh, great.
Okay? I appreciate your kind words, and it's been a pleasure serving with you as well. I want to thank everyone who ran. I want to thank my running mates. I want to thank Freeholder Dina Cola for running and you know, for being on the Freeholder Board for as long as she was. I think that we pretty much stuck to the issues and did what we had to do. So I want to say thank you to everyone for re-electing me and having the confidence in me to actually allow me to serve a 3-year term now. So I have two 1-year terms and now a 3-year term. So I want to say thank you, and I don't want to forget Veterans Day. You know, my colleagues have mentioned it. I just want to say I'm aware of it and appreciate everything the veterans have done for us. And on that note, I just want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, Freeholder Sullivan.
Thank you, Freeholder Sullivan. On the note of mental health, I this week got to go to the West Bergen Mental Health Gala that honored Esther Fletcher and Pat Fletcher for their hard work. There could be no more tenacious advocates than Esther Fletcher and Pat on all issues regarding our children, but especially on mental health. And for the work that West Bergen does, it was really a tremendous night to see so much support out there, and to know that we, you know, in times when funding for these programs are questionable, that there are public-private partnerships that can be engaged in to really make sure that we're looking out for all of our residents. To that end also, I just wanted to let everyone know that the information meetings are ongoing regarding project search for next year. We had on November 18th a meeting for all the school districts, and on November 30th we're going to be having another meeting for families who have students who might be eligible or interested in applying for project search. That's going to be on November 30th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the New Bridges School. If you have any questions, feel free to go to the Workforce Development Board's website, or feel free to reach out and ask me questions. I'm always eager to talk to and talk about project search, which is really making such a tremendous impact in the 19 participants' lives who are dealing with it this year, and changing perceptions, shifting the dialogue to be about people's abilities and not their disabilities. And as it is the Thanksgiving season, I wanted to say I am so thankful to have the privilege to sit up here on this dais every week with my wonderful colleagues. I'm thankful for the service of so many of our county employees who work every single day to better the lives of the residents of Bergen County. I am thankful for my family. I am thankful to have the opportunity to continue to serve. And just one little note about this election. I know that this is going to go down as one of the most divisive elections in our history. One of the things that I know all of us are committed to is to building bridges and to not putting up walls, and to making sure that we serve and represent every single resident, no matter who they voted for. And I know that we all take that responsibility tremendously seriously, and as we continue to work together across all aisles and all ideologies to continue to make Bergen County the place where we want to live, raise our kids, and work. So thank you to everyone, and on that note, I will take a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The ayes have it. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.